Yes, and good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
And I'm Devon Romain.
Yes, indeed. And it is now 30 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. In other words, it's 10:30. Yeah, on the spot. All of a sudden, as soon as I started talking, Emma voice gone. What sort of witchcraft is this? As soon as I started talking, Emma voice going.
That's a signal for something. I don't know what.
It's a signal for me to start using my ginger tea in the morning. Yeah, and give back my lemon and thing and organize myself. Somebody promised me a bottle of honey and how long I waiting? I track the person down to get me a bottle of honey, I still can't get it.
That person don't want to get that honey, right?
Man, imagine a week and some. You're trying to find a person to tell you to buy the bottle of honey for you. They have it. You have your money to pay for your bottle of honey. You're tracking them down and you can't get it. Not free thing, you know. I'm paying for my honey. I can't get it.
They listening, man.
They ain't listening, they're afraid. They're afraid I call their name. They ain't listening. I know they're listening. Yeah. All right, folks. It is a beautiful Monday on the Isle of Spice. Nice, sunshiny Monday. Yeah, I think today I didn't really look to see. I don't think I noticed it. But I think today we were supposed to see the first cruise ship.
Today?
Yeah, it's sometime this week.
Or the 24th.
Yeah, sometime this week, I think we're supposed to see the first cruise ship. We'll get the cruise schedule. Usually we get it. So we'll try to get the cruise schedule for you all. But I think the first cruise ship should be in this week. If not today, this week. Yeah. So I think we should be seeing the first cruise ship coming in. Cruise ship passengers returning to Grenada. You know, that means a lot to some people out there. Yeah? Nice. Yeah, when people come in and thing and they have to take the taxi and the bus and go all over the island and come and eat out everything inside certain people's restaurant and all them kind of thing. Yeah, so we expect that to be a nice bonus for some people. They're looking forward to, and you know, we're coming up on the Christmas time as well. So Christmas is coming up. Yeah, and people trying to get a little money together for the Christmas time and that kind of thing. So quite a lot going on right now. Yes, indeed. Let me say a special good morning to all of you. Those of you on the live, good morning to each and every one of you. We hope that you have a fabulous day today. Brian, Veronica, Denise, Beverly, good morning to each good morning to each and every one of you. Brian, I like to do that, but you know. Good morning to each and every one of you. I hope that you all are having a fabulous day today. I hope that you all are having a wonderful one today. Mr. Technical Man, fix the camera there for me now. Yeah, fix the camera. Yeah. I can't go in anymore. Yeah. At 440-7377, that's 440-7377 if you'd like to call and raise a particular issue or so on. And the overseas number? Hold.
329-3101. Kind of stutter on that number there. I'm forgetting that number.
You're stuttering there today. All right. So, hey, William Rastaman, good morning to you, man. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there in London. Folks, remember to like I'm about to do. Like and share. Like and share the live. Like up the thing and then share up the thing. So, I look right now, I share it and look, I like it there. Nice. So, I like and I share. So, you have to like and share the thing.
Share the thing, yes. Hey, good morning to you, Emerald Granger. Good morning, baby. How you doing?
Yes, indeed. And I think we have a caller online.
Okay, so I take it I'm not too early.
No, you're not too early at all.
Good morning.
I have to step out and I won't be able to call in. Listen, I like what I hear as it relates to the plastic use and the stopping of importing these one-use plastic containers and different items. But I'm trying to find out what is this. I probably missed it. What is the situation as it relates to garbage? For example, householders have their garbage to dispose of. The garbage collectors come, whether it's every day or twice a week or whatnot. Now, for me personally, the bags that I get from the supermarket is what I would use to put my garbage in, and then put it down at the bottom of the road on the day the garbage is going to come. How would we be able to manipulate something, you know, because I think it's very untidy for people to just take their garbage. I've seen it done. I went to another community some time ago, and people were literally emptying the garbage into the garbage bin from their bin, no plastic bag, nothing. So the garbage collectors have to use their spades and the shovels and whatnot to pick up, and I think that is so unhealthy. So, did I miss something?
What is taking place is that the entire process is taking place stage by stage to make Grenada plastic free. So you've started with the importation of styrofoam products, products made out of polyurethane. Styrofoam is actually a brand name, but polyurethane products in general. So all the stuff that we generally call styrofoam, which is polyurethane. So you banned those. You have also banned the plastic bags and those sort of things. Now, that is the first stage. The second stage is you get into recycling of different things that we have here in Grenada.
Which is good.
Yes, indeed. Already, the Ministry of the Environment, the Senator, the Honorable Simon Steele, and his team have been in talks with some recycling firms internationally who are willing to take the waste out of Grenada. So they're willing to take things like our paper, our glass, or metal, and so on. We'd have to separate them and get them to be taken outside of Grenada. So that's one thing. Yeah? So recycling is the next direction that we will be heading. But everything is being done stage by stage. First of all, we've banned the import of it. So as of September 1st, persons can no longer bring in those plastic bags and so on.
You're talking about what the have in the supermarkets.
Right.
And I personally
the supermarket.
think that is okay.
No.
Because we can then use reusable bags. Customers go with their bags to the supermarket.
But I think persons are misunderstanding one aspect of it.
Okay.
It says non-biodegradable. There are some bags that are made of plastics that are biodegradable. You've ever seen that you take a garbage bag and you may put different items in it. And after a couple months, when you go back, you realize the plastic bag totally disintegrate.
I was shocked.
Those are biodegradable. If you go to Andals right now, or you go by Food Fair or Foodland and you're buying garbage bags, on some of the garbage bags, you would see the words biodegradable. So those are the ones that would basically break apart after a while.
Those would be still imported?
I believe those would still be imported. I have to confirm that with Senator Steele, because I remember the word specifically used was non-biodegradable. Styrofoam, no type of styrofoam would be allowed.
Well, you
no
know,
type
when
of
we listen to, sometimes we hear what we want to hear.
Yeah. So no type of styrofoam, polyurethane would be allowed at all. But when it comes to the plastic bags, for instance, garbage bags, there's no hemp garbage bags and these other garbage bags that people could use. So the garbage bags that would be allowed would have to be the biodegradable. The non-biodegradable would not be allowed. So if you go in one of the supermarkets now and you pick up a garbage bag, they roll a garbage bags, you see on them biodegradable. So those you will continue getting, but the others you won't.
Okay. So we still have a method of disposing of our household, because I use it because I say to myself, you know, that's a good way of recycling.
Yeah.
You know.
But the thing with the present plastic bags that are used by the supermarkets and so are that those plastic bags end up in the landfill and they don't disintegrate, they stay there. Bags that you probably put into the garbage 10 or 15 years ago are still there in the landfill. They ain't gone anywhere.
Okay.
10, 15 years ago. But there are now the biodegradable ones. So I think if an importer were to bring in the biodegradable, that those would be allowed. But the non-biodegradable would not be allowed. So they have to grade it.
I think my fears have been alleviated.
Yeah. You'll still get them. Other than that, you could get the pack of little garbage bags, the biodegradable ones. You put what you had to put in it.
Yes.
And
so this is what I was wondering. Okay, if we're not going to be able to recycle bags that we get in the supermarket, where am I getting bags now to put my garbage in.
Yeah, that's what you were worried about, yeah.
Yes, that's what I was concerned about. And recycling, they probably would have to do some, for example, maybe some forums and so as it relates to recycle. Because I tell you what, I use a lot of fruit, okay? And I'm trying, no, I ain't quite there yet. I'm trying to put these back in the land, but I ain't too sure how to do it.
Yeah.
I try something.
Well, you see,
but it's a lot of trouble. For me, easier to just throw that in the garbage bin.
Yeah. You see, that's why I become a YouTube badger. When I want to learn something, I go to YouTube.
Yeah, I just go on YouTube here, but sometimes I can't take it down because they're telling you a million different things before they get to the
And not everything is correct that you see on YouTube. You have to
exactly. That
you
is
have to kind of
thing.
read in and between the lines because sometimes they tell you some stuff and it's not the correct thing. And I know that for a fact.
Okay,
but
I
these are just...
think my fears have been alleviated.
Okay, my dear.
Right.
You enjoy the rest of your day.
All right.
All right. One of the things that definitely will be affected, though, listeners, would be the styrofoam containers. You realize everybody trying to get rid of the styrofoam containers now, or as it should properly be called, the polyurethane containers. Yes, so those under no circumstances will be allowed into the country anymore. I would like to get Honorable Steele in studio with us because Senator Simon Steele in studio with us because I want to discuss, as for packaging, for instance, courts, they're bringing in a flat screen TV. That is usually encased in styrofoam. Does the ban extend to that? Yeah? A refrigerator that's down in court's warehouse. Well, not what is there now. Let's say they're making a shipment now for the Christmas season because they know people are going to buy stuff and they're bringing in. Will those as well? I'm not clear on that one. Hey, good morning. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Hello. Okay, that person seems to be listening to the radio in the background. Yeah. So I'm not too sure on those. Those are some areas that I need clarity on. I know I'll see him later, God's willing, but those are some areas that I was just throwing my mind at. The companies like Courts who bring in their television sets and their radio set and so on later in the year, next month after, and so they're stocking up for the Christmas sales. The Asian business community who are doing the same. Yeah? Or those of you that may have relatives overseas who are using the sales that they're having around this time of year to send something for you. And it's probably encased in polyurethane. Will that be allowed into the country? Because it's quite a bit and there's no use for it after. Once the item is here, that's the end of that styrofoam. That's just there. That ended up in the garbage. And I think that quite a lot, especially around the Christmas time, we're going to see quite a lot of that. So I'm wondering, and if he wasn't in cabinet now, you know, I'd calling him. Yeah, seriously. If he wasn't in cabinet now, I would call him because I'm wondering now, how would that aspect of it be dealt with? Yeah? Yeah, I was thinking of that. 440. But, Josephine, I didn't even see what you were saying. I didn't even see that. And I was thinking of it, and I now see that you messaged me on the same kind of thing because I'm wondering about that, yeah? 440-7377, that's the number for you to get on the inside. 440-7377, that's the number for you to call and get on to the inside today, huh? Nice, beautiful. 440-7377, that's the number for you to get on the inside. 440... Good morning to you, Bala. Oh, you're out in the Big Apple, man. Enjoy it for me and you, bro. Don't know the next time I see you in NYC. If it were up to Kathy and people like Kathy and Perron and so on, they would force me to be there already, huh? And have to stay through the winter. Yeah, the thing is, usually I end up having to travel around October, November, and December, that's when I end up having to go in the northern hemisphere. And nobody says Sheldon come up during July and August. Nah, they want me up there then time. Always find myself in the northern hemisphere when it's snowing. I have to be careful how I walk and so on. Josephine, I won't have you. Yeah, but I'm seriously considering what takes place with the styrofoam and polyurethane used for packaging purposes for items that some of them have probably already been ordered. Is it a situation that the companies may be able to get them from get them shipped in a different manner? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that part, as I said, morning Tati, I don't have clarity on it. I need to get some clarity on that aspect. I definitely will find the minister. Good morning.
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 This is Sheldon.
Yes, you're a live caller. Go right ahead.
Right. I bought in a TV the other day, and what they're doing nowadays, they're using the styrofoam again. They're sending some plastic bag.
Some plastic bags.
Yes, they have a kind of plastic bag. They're pumping it.
Okay.
They're pumping it and they're putting it around the TV, so it can get damaged with the box.
Okay, wonderful.
But I don't know if the plastic might be a problem too.
The plastic would still be a problem if that plastic is non-biodegradable.
Oh, I don't know if you know, but I bought in one just last week, and they come in. You get it coming with the plastic foil around it, and they pumping it with air. So it's just locking inside the box.
Okay.
So the TV cannot move inside it.
Well, as I said, when the minister is out from cabinet, I will confirm with him what the situation as obtains in relation to these items.
All right.
Because I think it's something that a lot of folks who are listening now, they may have contacted a member of their family in the US or the UK or in Canada, and they may have said to them, look, we want you to send this or that for me, or they may have sent up their money and purchased it online or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would want to know if it's going to be a problem when that gets in here. They would definitely want to know. So I'm going to find out. I'm definitely going to find out and say on air what is the situation with that. So people's fears in relation to that particular issue, my own fears, can be alleviated. All right?
Then.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, because definitely you'd have to speak to the Asian business community on that. You would have to speak to major suppliers like Hubbard's Courts, LA Purcell, and so on in relation to that. How do we deal with the issue of the styrofoam? I keep saying styrofoam and I keep feeling uncomfortable because I know styrofoam is only one particular brand of polyurethane. But anyway, that's what we know it as, styrofoam. The things that come in encased in styrofoam. The microwave that comes in with the styrofoam around the edges.
Yeah.
The
television.
Yeah.
Refrigerator, all these things.
Or the technical equipment, for instance, if you're buying like cameras and so online, and other digital equipment like laptops and so on, they come encased in styrofoam and so on. So it's it is an issue.
So what can be done?
Well, what I'm going to do is find out from the minister if those things are covered under the law.
Okay.
If those things are also banned, so that you might end up in a problem that your television arrive, but you end up with some sort of fine or something because you have styrofoam also. Okay. So I'm going to find out. Yeah, Bala. Yeah, Miss Kami. Bala is saying to make sure and tell you good morning for him. Yeah, the man all the way in New York and he's studying Miss Kami.
Yeah, imagine
he
that.
said to make sure and tell Miss Kami morning for him. So Miss Kamail Scott. Yeah, Miss Kamail, right? Yeah, that's how I go say it. I will say it like that. Miss Kamail Scott.
Miss Camille Scott. I think you know thing.
Kamail. I'm turning out to a Spanish today. It's no longer Camille. Kamail. Miss Kamail Scott on the bus stop in Alcame. Good morning to you. And Bala sends a special good morning to you. Good morning to you, Mr. Watts. You and the family, we hope that you're having a wonderful day today. That's the one person that I feel sorry for when the weather changing over there. You know?
Yes, boy.
Because is one of the only man that's be, well, one of out of our friends, one of the only man that's be outside in it, up and down. He does real gator. Yes. So, Mr. Watts, good morning to you, and we hope that you're having a wonderful day today. All right. Hey, Kester and Fitzroy, good morning to both of you. Hannah, did I say good morning to you?
Yes, yeah. Yes, Hannah, good morning to you. And I'm okay.
Oh, boy. Yes, I think we have a caller online.
Good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Scott and Mr. Romain.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, gentlemen?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, fine.
That's good to know. I think this program is relevant, you know, in a holistic way. I think it also contributes to the to the election process, making the process more transparent. And I hope that this program is here to stay. Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
we are
I'm
listening.
hearing you very low, eh?
Yeah, but we're listening.
We're
You go
listening
right
to you.
ahead.
Okay. Mr. Scott, some time ago, I called this program and you gave me some advice, right? And I don't want to say what it is now, based on what I'm going to say next. So, but it worked out fine, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank you for that.
No problem.
Right? Now, I have a scenario to run by you, okay? And let me hear what you think. Now, it is like this. You discovered that you're rostered to work 1 hour more than your collective agreement states, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You engage a union to have it corrected. Your union engage your employer. Your employer corrects the violation. You now roster to work in accordance with your collective agreement. You're now entitled to retroactive compensation stemming from the violation. You gave your employer a compromise. Your portion was calculated by your employer, and the documented amount was given to you by your union. Subsequent to that, your employer took your union to the Ministry of Labor, hoping to overturn what was already done. The ministry heard the case and ruled that your union position is correct. Now you have conciliation and you have mediation, and after that, based on the labor laws, we have arbitration. We also have court. Now this matter reached mediation, and as I said, the ministry ruled that your union position is correct or was correct. Your employer subsequently failed to sign negotiated contracts, but paid that which was agreed for a number of years. Years later, your union proposed that you sign a document stating that this same matter your employer fixed is unresolved. Mr. Scott, that is the scenario. And I'm asking, will you sign such a document?
I wouldn't sign that. That's fraud. I can't sign such a document.
Of course.
That's fraud. That's a criminal act. If you only sign that, my brother, you have committed a fraudulent act, and you can be arrested and charged if your signature is found on such a document.
But I'm wondering, why would your union propose such a document when your union represents workers? You know?
But my brother, if the issue has already been resolved, all points of contention have been resolved between your lawyers and the workers, the unions, etc., you can't sign a document saying it's unresolved.
Thank you.
Because you would be committing fraud.
Of course. Mr. Scott, further, right? Your employer now says you must sign that document to get your salary increase. That was already agreed approximately 9 months ago, 9 months after it was signed. Imagine you negotiate, right? You agreed to the salary increases. And 9 months after, your union, your company failed to give you your salary increases, right? as a result of what the union has proposed. And now your company, your employer, is tagging your salary increases to sign in that same document that was rejected.
Nah,
you see?
Something
So
in
you
song
see
and right in between there, man.
Hello?
I'm saying something definitely doesn't sound right in between that
course.
whole thing. One, I could definitely tell you that there is a issue there that if you sign a document that says something that is not true, is trying to make it true, you would have committed fraud. That would be a problem. Once you sign that document, my brother, you have committed a fraudulent act and you can be arrested and charged.
Of course, that's the same way I'm thinking.
Yeah,
so
because
what
if the issue is resolved, it's resolved. If it's not resolved,
Yeah.
for instance, if there are still points of contention that are open, because sometimes in negotiation there may be several issues on the table. So one of them might be salaries, one of them might be hours of work, a next one might be working conditions, etc., etc.
No, but as far as the salary is concerned, that was agreed to.
No, but if there are still other issues outside of the salary, if there are still other issues outstanding, then I could understand the union saying, well, okay, the issue is not closed. Because sometimes they close the issue of the salary, but the hours of work still outstanding, the conditions of work still outstanding, or so on.
But the salary increase has nothing to do with hours of work.
No, I'm saying if the union put all the things into one basket then. In other words, they put everything into one basket and they say, well, look, this is what we are negotiating for right now. And we're not negotiating as one issue as the salaries, and we have one case before the Labor Commissioner on that, and then we have another case in relation to the hours of work. But if they have one basket, one case, one basket with all of these different issues, one has been resolved but others remain outstanding, in that case, I could understand them saying, well, sign something to say that the issue is unresolved. But if it is that the issue of salaries was one issue on its own, without anything else attached to it, you can't sign that document. You will be committing fraud.
That's right. That's right. And what I'm seeing is that what was done by presenting this document that was already rejected years ago, right, is that it was a means of convenience, right? So I'm wondering where that union is as far as representing workers and as far as the relationship with that employer is concerned. So what I want to say is that this scenario currently exists, right? And we have said to our union and employer that we will not sign such a document, right? Now, I want to also say that the unions have representatives in the Senate, right? They have the unions have representatives in the Senate, and the unions also have a trade union council, right? So I'm hoping that something could be done.
Yes, indeed. I hope so as well, because this situation sounds untenable. I do not think workers will feel comfortable in a situation like that, and it's important that workers, in my view, it's always important that workers feel comfortable. Huh?
Right. Yeah.
I think I'm a trade unionist at heart myself, you know.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
All right, my brother.
Yes.
But I hope that this issue is resolved amicably on all sides.
Right.
But you can't sign a document like that because you will be committing fraud.
Exactly. So the workers have written to the union, right, and we're waiting on a response from the union, because what the union workers want is a salary increase.
Okay.
So the workers are saying you cannot tag the salary increase to something that was years ago that you fixed, and try to force us to sign a document that will deprive us of our rights, which is put back in place.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for
Thank you so very much, caller.
You're right.
All right. Yeah, you can't sign something that is not true because that's fraud. Is what they call it in the law, uttering a forged document or uttering a fraudulent document. That's rain that's falling outside there.
It's rain that's falling outside.
Okay. Let me say a special good morning to Peter out there in Venezuela. No, not that Peter. For any time I'll hear Peter, I'll get excited. No, another Peter, a good friend of mine out there in Venezuela. So greetings to you, my brother, and to the people of Venezuela. Yeah, I hope everything works out well for you all today. Yeah, China is giving them a multi-billion-dollar assistance. China is stepping in and assisting Venezuela. They're giving them a couple $1 billion.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I hope that helps stabilize the entire situation in Venezuela.
Wonderful. And you will hear all sorts of things coming from those.
Yeah, you hear China buy Venezuela just now.
Yeah, you understand? Yeah, but hey, China is, I mean, they're smart too, because if you look at it, they know future relationship between them and Venezuela. If it's good, fruitful, they in turn will benefit from a lot of trade. Oil, for example, Venezuela has the largest reserves of oil in the world. I mean, so that's,
Let's say a special good morning to Christopher. He's out there in California.
Yeah, California. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you all, sir.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. I just want to add a few concerns, yeah?
Yeah, go right ahead.
You see that roundabout in Sugar Mill there?
Sugar Mill, yes, sir.
Huh? You hear me, yeah?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah, that next side, we just by that auto dealer place there. Where people usually stand there and wait for buses.
The Sugar Mill roundabout itself, yeah.
Where people wait for buses to go to the hotels and to the airport, all other different workplaces. SGU students stand there as well, eh?
Yeah.
I think what we should do, I don't know if it's government or any other financial institution in collaboration with government, or it could be self, eh? If they could put the shed there, something looking possible, so that it's not for boss men. It's for people who have to wait for vehicles to go to work. They can put a shed there, donate a shed, so we can stand there to shade the sun. Because people usually stand there in the sun. There is 2 sheds there presently where people used to sell, but they're not looking pleasant, So I don't know if it's...
A wonderful observation, caller.
Huh?
I said it's a wonderful observation. I see it myself on a daily basis, huh?
Yeah, you don't look good people standing right by the bank or public bank in the sun down there waiting hours for buses or whatever, SGU. Even SGU could build a shed or something coming up there. Maybe SGU could do it, maybe Lato, some financial, some private, almost.
What I can say is this, there would be the issue of land tenureship, as in who owns that property, because you realize that on the same space that you have the shed, there is an auto business that's going on there. In other words, somebody seems to own that property.
Yeah, there is a
and
fund
they're operating there.
Funds will have a business there.
Yeah.
Where you do rentals.
The rentals and the sales and so on. But
car sales there.
If I also remember, government owns a certain distance away from the edge of the main road, which may allow government to build a bus stop there. But the other thing is, if government puts a bus stop there, then the buses that ply the Grand Anse route gonna think they could use there, because it's a public bus stop.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, you're right. But I don't think it should be a bus stop for the public.
Yes,
it's a bus for pickup. People like going to the hotels longer, the SU people. It's somewhere. It's not for the public Grand Anse bus, man.
It's for the workers that basically working further down in the south of the island that utilize
staff bus and stuff. Some people gather. You can see that they don't wait on buses.
Sandals. Sandals staff. Rec staff. People that are working through Blue, SGU staff, and students.
There's a lot of people standing in the sun. And it's not looking good, man.
And plus, SGU buses usually stop in front of Republic Bank, which is just a few feet away. So if a proper bus stop is done there, that whether the students or whoever,
and institutions,
it's
not for Grand Anse bus men to use, They should make them know that,
Yeah.
I think in the Sunday, it'll be really hard for people standing hours waiting for the staff buses,
I see somebody saying 6 feet. Oh, so the government of Grenada would own 6 feet from the edge of the road, right around the island.
Yeah, so this piece of land, there is 2 sheds there presently when you leave fish and chips coming up there. There is 2 sheds there, which they build. Government can own this and just build something. It's a long thing and put a seat so they could sit there,
Probably if government says, okay, we're claiming this specific area, and says to SGU, together with Sandals and Rex, that look, we'd like you all to contribute towards it. A proper facility could be built there, so that the staff don't have to worry when rain falling, that rain gonna wet them, or when it's real hot, that they have to spill over and be burnt in the sun.
Yeah, the land there is owned by a businessman, I think, a well-known businessman as well.
Yeah, but then when they reach to work, they're smelling sweaty and all kind of things. Sometimes if they had to stand up in the sun, so I think the businesses will be happy to assist with that, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know if you could put that on your agenda and push that forward,
I'll speak to the parliamentary representative for the area. As I say, government would own, according to what I'm seeing here online, 6 feet from the edge of the main road, and that should be just about enough space.
Yeah, because
maybe a little more.
The fence they presently, and I watch it, the distance from the fence to the road is about 4 feet, I think. The distance from the fence to the main road is about 4 feet left there, I think, or 6. I'm not sure, but
I think you're correct. I think it's about
there, which I think is
about
enough.
4.
Huh?
It's about 4. I think you're correct. It's about 4.
I look at the distance myself.
Yeah.
Right there on the ground.
It's our space.
From the fence, from the Cadilla place there to the road.
There is enough space. There is enough space to do that there.
Yeah, and you could build it long. It's a long. You could start it from all the way where they're doing the thing, come all right down, build a long shed,
Yeah.
And put a seat.
And my friend, before you call me and complain about it, let me complain about it for you before. I realize our road to umbrellas kind of deteriorate again. Like the flood the last time kind of damaged it.
Me who call about that?
Yes, I remember your voice, I remember you had called about that. It was graded right after.
You remember that so long last year sometime, right?
Yeah. And I realized that it's deteriorated again. I don't know if it had to do with that rain event that we had where people were passing in kayak and all kind of thing in the water.
Yeah, but I mean, ambulance and them making enough money to do something there, man. They don't need no money. Businessmen must realize government alone can do everything,
Well, that's true. But, we're going into the tourist season now, as of the end of this month. In fact, as we were saying earlier, cruise ships would start coming in sometime this week. And as such, I think we had to check that road.
Yeah. Another thing I see going on is the True Blue Road. You realize it? I know they're doing work there. I know.
Boy, oh gosh, I can't even pass
it. But
it.
the dust is terrible for the students, man, and the water. They should try and move speedily down there. I feel sorry for these people when they have to move. Some of them have to walk to get to different places, like event places.
Imagine to get to Garfield's Bar, I have to actually pass through SGU, through the back road that runs along to the airport there. I have to pass through the back entrance to SGU. And pass through SGU to get down to Garfield's Bar in Container Park.
Yeah. They divert a lot of the roads. How soon this road gonna be completed?
That I am unaware of. I'm hoping sooner rather than later, because up to yesterday, you had the problem on the Maurice Bishop Highway at the True Blue roundabout, where traffic was only able to go one direction because they were doing that work reached out to there.
You had to go through the frequent area.
Yeah, so
when you reach Cali, they had a divert. The police put a sign.
Yeah, so there was a problem there yesterday. So I'm hoping that sooner rather than later that job is completed, so that everything can go back to normal.
When they meet you, they complain, what is going on here? How long would it take? They complain. I talk to the students when I transport them, and they complain about this road. They're fed up, So
My
it's
friend,
not looking good.
One of the worst ones, though, is I don't know how the residents of Container Park are making it, because it's a lot of dust down there, man. A lot of dust down in the Container Park.
Bananas, a lot of dust.
Yeah.
So what they should do, try and speed up the work. I know they are doing some pipe and whatever. It's a while now, but they should try and speed up this work and get the road paved. And they could also put a line in the road when they do it, make it look like foreign.
Yeah, man. Make the thing look nice. All right, my brother.
I don't want to stay long, but last thing I want to mention, there is a lot of workers here in Grenada that work late at night, especially the same hotel workers. And the buses drop them all random. You meet them standing there late at night, all by Decal gas station.
Oh, God, that does
you
feel
meet
it for
them
them.
also by Lackwater.
Yes.
You meet security workers, hotel workers, women especially. And women in the past, I meet a lady, she's complained that several staff, 2 people was being attacked by men in the night. I think that government could help people like this also. It's hurting, it's heartbreaking to see people come out to work and cannot get home in the night to reach home safe. I think this is a real social issue. You don't think so?
You are absolutely correct. I can tell you that Member of Parliament for St. Patrick West, Anthony Boson, has spoken about that on several occasions, because especially people who are living on the West Coast,
And not in East-West. Grenville, they head into Grenville, most of them.
A lot of
Granite,
them.
and they're working in the hotel.
They're suffering,
and the buses leave them. The farthest the buses might drop them is by Decal or by Lacroix or by Vandom.
I know that in last year's budget debate, there was discussions of putting in a night service in conjunction with the businesses, particularly in the south of the island, to assist with that. How far it got, if it got past the discussion, well, it didn't get past the discussion stage as we've seen so far. Maybe when the tourist season starts up, we may see differently, but I don't know how far the discussion got, or if anything has been put in place yet for it, but it needs to be done, because not only those who work in the hotel sector, you have the Clay Harbor staff.
Yeah, I'm talking about
you have all these different
security
people.
as well.
Security officers, some of them come off shift 11, 12.
Nurses and all, I think Shandid sometimes I pick up nurses and say they're going to work.
I would never pass a nurse or a policeman on the street. Anybody in uniform, I don't pass them on the street. Once I pass in and I see them, I give in a lift.
But this thing hurt my heart to see people trying to get work and had to see all this trouble to go and come.
Yeah,
you know, this time we need to buck up and try to attend to people like this, you know. It hurt my heart.
Yes,
I
my
had
brother.
to pick them up at night, and it really, really, you know.
Right.
Also, what they could do, government could have looked into putting something into place. Like for people like this staff in hotels, the same, I don't want to stay too long, but the security men and women around it, put something, a financial fund in a bank so they could own a vehicle and give them special benefits off so they could own a vehicle. You really think government could do that?
Well, it depends on the ability to pay back, because in some instances, some of the security officers, when you look at the salary scale and their monthly commitments, it may be difficult for them to own a vehicle or to maintain a vehicle.
Yes, so
it may be problematic.
Funds into place or something to benefit them so they could get a leeway, you know?
You know the only man who was able to do something like that successfully?
Who?
Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah?
And they still kill him. Gaddafi. Gaddafi was a man that used to have them kind of thing in place, you know.
Well, I have a good idea then.
They used to get housing. They used to get when a child was born, they get how much $1,000.
Yep.
They used to get assistance to buy a vehicle. They used to be sent to university, top class thing.
Wow.
And right now there's a failed state with ISIS running all over. That alone to tell you.
Man.
All right, my brother.
Yeah,
Thank you so very much.
All right.
Yeah, bless.
All right. And the caller is making a very valid point. I know that I did hear it, and I remember it being discussed during the budget discussion last year, that something was being put in place to assist those workers, but it was being done in conjunction with the businesses in the south of the island.
And the bus association.
Yeah, because you have many people, for instance, I'm sure Garfield's Bar would like to hire a beautiful young lady from St. Mark. Okay, you know St. Mark has some real beautiful young ladies who have been trained in the hospitality arts and who would love to be employed in the south of the island. They don't mind. If they was getting it up by them, they didn't mind, but they're glad to get there. But he can't, because the problem would be, how does that person get home afterwards? And if the individual tries to rent in the south of the island,
You must.
yeah, oh boy, it's just a tied up situation. We'll get back to
Good
it.
morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello. Oh, I think we know who that is. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
How are
Good
you?
morning, Camille. Good morning, Camille.
Good morning to Patty and Mr. WhatsApp. Say good morning. Daddy WhatsApp, your brother is here. You pass for me. And Mr. Defadine and Fraser, all this in Germany, America. Kathy and Cox, good morning, everybody. And my son, God, Scott, good morning. And Akia. Mr. Sheldon,
Sorry for answering
somebody
you.
called this morning at the radio station and made a statement about Mr. David must clean up Meredith Street.
Oh, please.
And that is not right. I want that man to know, and listen to me carefully. I will take my time this morning. He has vendors that is bending there. And when they done them, Mr. Scott, they need to clean where they're selling. The man called in and said that Mr. David must clean up it. Mr. David is only the MC for the tongue of St. George. He can't go and clean where somebody dirty. Then they have to clean there, not sit at their bed. So I want him to know that he could go, the man could go to the vendors and talk to them. Let them know when they don't sell the goods. They get garbage bags and they clean up where they're selling. You understand? Now Mr. David to clean it. Mr. David is not selling it. Right?
But why are we even having that discussion? We're supposed to know we are the cleaning place.
And he's the MP for the tongue of St. George. So don't call on him because Sheldon Scott, me and a lot of them go take knock. Anytime they go on Mr. David back, they go take knock. David.
No, we can't. These people are supposed to know that you've dirtied the area. You have to clean it. So they expect the minister to come down and take a broom and go and clean?
They're supposed to clean it themselves. When you don't sell, you pick up all your stuff and you put it in a garbage bag and leave it for when the people pass.
When you're done
I don't know
sell,
what they want with the man.
you're supposed to be putting it to the garbage right through as far as I'm concerned. Now when you're done sell, because I ain't selling in the middle of no garbage.
I ain't hearing you clearly.
Oh boy. I'll say it on the air afterwards, yeah.
I ain't hearing you clearly. But what I'm saying, everything they jump in and the ministers and them. Them have to clean there, they're not selling there. I selling on the bus terminal there, and I clean where I sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Exactly.
I can't hear you. So have a good day.
Okay, my dear.
And I hope the man get the message. I hope the rest of them get the message because I will get up and sit back. Have a good day.
All right, my love.
All right, Camille.
I'm trying to understand something here. Okay, you're selling, and where you're selling, you're dirtying. Now, number one, I can't sell in the middle of a bunch of garbage. I must have a waste receptacle somewhere close by that I'm putting my garbage into, because especially if I'm dealing with food, yeah, you can't have around you dirty, yeah, according to what it is you're selling. And if you're selling other items, then it should not be generating that amount of waste that you have to leave an area dirty. So let's have that discussion in the first place. Why are we having our areas around dirty? We should be constantly cleaning. The parliamentary representative, you can't expect the parliamentary representative to come down and take a broom and thing and go and clean there. The people who use, they have the responsibility, and we need to start taking our own responsibility. Just Friday night, I was having that discussion with some good friends, Jim Brown, and some good friends of mine. And the thing is this, we as Grenadians, you know, some people that say Grenadians too nasty. I ain't letting nobody get away with that statement. Grenadians ain't nasty. Grenadians are very clean people. Some of the cleanest people you could meet. The thing is, the one or two in between who does do dirty thing does make everybody look bad. If you go to the market square right now, there are many vendors who have the little thing and they put in the garbage there. They have the little space where they put their waste. Even if it's coconut they're selling. You look at the people who selling coconut, they have this space, they put their thing. Most of them, not all, they have this space and they put their things there. So it is not that all of them dirty or all of them doing this thing. There are one or two that do these things and make everybody look bad because the garbage leave here and it end up all over. Yep. And everybody looks bad. But the vendors, the cutting vendors taking out a pound these days, and I find it's unfair pound, eh? Yeah, I find it's unfair problem because remember, if the vendors and them don't sell, you can't eat. I'm not telling you, because everybody forget backyard gardening. You know? So if them vendors decide they ain't coming and sell no fruits and vegetables in town, enough of we can't eat. Yep. And we might eat and stuff, but we can't eat healthy. Yeah. Place locked down. Yep. If the vendors decide they ain't coming and sell without a sell.
And then we resort to fast food.
Yeah,
and that's
they are some of the most important people on our island. You're watching them vendors in town. Know that the St. George Market Square and the fish market. Know how many of these people in years gone by send doctors to university, send lawyers to university, send teachers who now teaching children to school that used to have to come and bring down the bag with the fruits and vegetables into the St. George Market, or come and bring the bucket with the jacks over by the fish market. So don't look down on them. because they are the ones that educate a lot of the people within our society through their hard work and dedication.
They provide a valuable service to this country.
Yeah.
I mean,
extremely valuable. I don't think you could put a dollar value on what they are doing, because listen, it's way past that they're just providing food. They're providing healthy food.
Yeah.
So they are helping when it comes to the health of the nation.
Exactly.
So don't look down on vendors. Don't cost the vendors. They play an important role. Yes, what they do has to be done within rules. That is one thing we all had to agree on that.
You have to.
What they do has to be done within rules and regulation. We must have that. During the revolution, we didn't even have to tell people rules and regulation. You know?
No, because...
Yeah, you pass an order and you say that's how it is, and nobody ain't going and say that's not how it is.
Yeah,
say that's how it is.
And another group of workers in our country that we tend to look down at and disrespect a lot is the sanitation engineers, right? Persons who do the collection of the garbage, and so we tend to look down at them and scorn them and ridicule them and everything like that. But remember, where does that garbage that they go into dispose, where does it come from? You.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm quite fine.
I'm hearing you very low.
Everybody's hearing us low today. I wonder if there's any change I could make on the system.
Last week I tried to have this discussion about it. It was you were discussing another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have somebody in the Ministry of Agriculture who look at market for fruits and vegetables outside market?
I know at a point in time within the Marketing and National Importing Board, there was a drive to find new markets for our produce. Not the Ministry of Agriculture. I know you asked about the Ministry of Agriculture. But I know specifically you asked about the Ministry of Agriculture. Yeah. I do not know of such an individual or department existing in the Ministry of Agriculture.
What about the Ministry of Trade?
Probably there is. Not that I don't know, but that doesn't mean that there is not.
Because
within trade, I believe there more than likely would be a unit that deals with that as well.
I'm saying this to say because a couple of weeks ago I was in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at a television station, and they were saying that there is a shortage of avocado on the world market.
Well, yeah, no, I have fallen down here.
And then a couple of weeks back again, I was looking at a local Russian television, and they were saying the same thing, that there is a worldwide shortage of avocado. And I've seen so much avocado here, we still.
I think one of the problems we have is this, One of the problems we have in Grenada is consistency and volume. Consistency and volume is why we lose out a lot when it comes to different items, different things. For instance, roughly about 4 years ago, I met with a good friend of mine. We met on an international trip, and he's from Singapore.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, you're from the Isle of Spice. He said, here's what. I would like to import spice from Grenada, but I would want about 4 containers of cloves every month. You know he ain't getting that.
No, that's...
You know he ain't, and it doesn't make economic sense for him to buy less than that. He needs 4 containers of cloves.
I find we have so much wasting.
But you see, that's the thing. We may be able to do a one-off, but do we have that constant supply? Have we changed our farming techniques to the point where every week we could have different suppliers with avocado available? Or do we have to wait until when avocado come in season and we just have a bunch on we hands and some end up rotting and so? We have to look at the different aspects of it as well, because there are artificial techniques to make the plant bear outside of the normal season as we have it here.
Well, that's what I'm getting to, because as a matter of fact, in the same program I saw in South Africa and in New Zealand, farmers are mad rushing to plant avocado now because of the conditions on the world market.
Well, not only that, I also remember being in Dominica a few years ago, and the farmers there were asked by a company in Barbados to provide ginger for them. Now what they did, the farmers in a cooperative, I was in an area called Viecas, across from Crapo Valley and all those areas there. And they got together and they provided several containers of ginger over to Barbados. And when they provide the containers over, they asked them, "Oh, you want some more next week?" Because they had in the ground. And then when they took out, they went and they immediately just start putting back ginger, and so not necessarily in the same area, but another area, because they want to get the land rest in between. So they started putting ginger in another area, so that if they call next month and they say they want 4 containers again, they have. And if they call month after, they have. And if they call the month after that, they have. But we tend to see here that we plant some corn and we plant it when it's Corpus Christi, and that's it. Some people don't say, well, okay, the next month I'm going to plant some, and the next month I'm going to plant some, so I'll have a constant supply. Every month I'll have a constant supply of corn. A lot of our people do not look at agriculture in that way. We like to do a one-off. For instance, you know there's a large market that Grenada doesn't tap into when it comes to horticulture.
Yeah.
In other words, flowers. Yeah? There are people all over the world that want fresh cut flowers, but the volume that they need, we have the soil, we have the flowers and so on, but we need to provide a certain volume constantly, on a constant basis, and we can't do it.
Okay.
That's why we lose out on a lot of the markets that are out there. Yeah?
All right.
Okay, my brother.
Okay.
Thank you. I think that's why we lose out a lot. It comes to volume. That's why, and this is a good point, the Silver Sands developers, they have engaged farmers around the island, and they have engaged them, and they are working along with them for a constant supply of fresh local produce. So it cannot be that Silver Sands needs, let's say, 50 pounds of cucumber. We're just using a figure, 50 pounds of cucumber a week. And this week they get 50, but next week they get 5, and week after they get 10, and then the week after they get a 30. No. If they need 50 a week, they need 50 a week.
That's what they need.
Yeah? They can't, a guest can't come in and say, where's my cucumber in my salad, and not they tell them, well, they do have. They can't tell them that, not for the star rating that they're looking for. They can't go and tell the guests when they ask for a pina colada and they ask for the pineapple. You tell them there's no pineapple. We have to wait until a shipment of pineapple come in from some other country. They can't do that.
Can't afford that. Consistency is key.
Exactly. So that's why they're working with farmers in St. David and St. Andrew, and they just had a meeting with farmers in St. Mark again. Provided pumps and everything for them. You know, they gave them pump, and so, in fact, some young persons, a youth in agriculture program is being started in St. Mark, so that some of the young people could get lands, whether government lands or so on, to do agriculture, and they have a ready market because they'll be providing down there. So whether they know they're getting pineapple from those guys in Pearls this week, then they're getting from those in St. Mark next week, and they know that St. David giving them the following week, and in between they're rotating so that they can get enough of the produce and so. So the Marketing and National Importing Board, I know for a fact that they had Devon Romain when he was there as well. He was seeking new markets for everything from the source up leaf and all. Yeah, because a lot of the people want the source up leaf.
Yeah,
they was getting that and all.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Yes, Devon, morning. Morning to you, Sheldon.
Good morning, Les.
Morning.
Well, I called to release a very message to the people in the Inland Revenue Department. I'm trying to reach them all the way. I'm in the Pacific and the phone is ringing out. I would like them to answer their phone, please. That is one. And I'm calling the number I saw online. Now, I have something else to say. I don't know what is the situation with the Silver Sands and the Granite Stage. I've been from Rhonda Robinson. Now, if it is correct, the law stipulates certain things. I don't think because of who people are, they are allowed to break the law. I'm not sure if that's the case. I saw, I think last week, in an interview, the PM was saying they didn't even know what is going on down in the place down there. Now, I think if it is wrong, if it is legally wrong, things that was should be matched down, and no special permission should be given because that means everybody would have to get special permission. That's one. And I'm not sure if Grenada has, for instance, Barbados, laws where there has to be access to the beach at all time. I know the lawyer, Crowden, has always been for the years. So that's one out there. If there are laws that say you should not encroach on the beach X among feet, I don't care who the people is. I think the law should be upheld. Yes, me and Rondell, we don't, we're not on same political ground. But if that is something the law should be quit. Well, that's my contribution for the day. So have a good day, guys.
All right, thank you.
Friend. Have a wonderful
Let
day.
me just say in relation to that issue simply this. The law of Grenada is the law of Grenada. The government of Grenada will not breach the law of Grenada. And if the developers are in breach of the law, then the law will take its course. Yeah? It is not a situation as the entire facility has been completed and this thing has been completed and it's impossible to remove whatever is there and that sort of thing. The law will take its rightful course. I do know that physical planning went down there, they did their measurements, and so I have no idea what discussions took place with the developers afterwards, but definitely if a breach has taken place, and this has nothing to do with NNP and NDC, this has to do with Grenadians and their right to free access to any beach in the country.
Oh yes.
And you know we bad for that. We like that. We want access to any beach in the country.
Lovely beaches.
Yeah? So we ain't taking nothing away, nothing come and block off nothing and all kind of thing on the beach. Right? There was a pre-existing situation which I think has been included in the entire thing as though it's part of it. But I don't want to go too detailed into that particular issue. I would let government as government speak on that issue. Yeah? Government as government would speak on that issue. I will follow suit when they speak on it. Just to let folks know, we're going down at my friends at GBN, all on strike. GBN on strike.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, look, GBN outside. Look, we partner there. Now, what's his name again? Godfrey. Godfrey and them outside.
Godfrey?
Godfrey and Tony Julian. That's no we girl there. What's she name again? Eugenia Peters.
Yeah, I seen Brenda.
Brenda maybe the one taking the picture.
Yeah, he looks so. Godfrey gives a call now.
Look we girl there, no technical girl there.
Yes. Yeah,
Bailey. Jackie Bailey. Jackie, all of them outside. Sherry outside too. Look, Bernadette outside too.
Godfrey, give us a call, man.
Look, Rasta girl, Christina John.
Yeah.
All on strike.
Update us.
Nah, boy, afraid.
Godfrey.
afraid. Them and who go work it out.
Yeah, they go work their own thing.
Me nah know who. All this song go. Me nah know how me and them I go work it out. Them go work it out. Nah.
Bon Stans, good morning to you, my friend. Yeah, that's
GBN on strike. So let's tell you, no news tonight.
Nah, they will bring news.
You will get news?
I feel so.
Somebody must be in the newsroom, man.
They will make up something.
Yeah, some kind of thing. Yeah, Bonston. Good
Yeah,
day, sir.
you and all the members of the Taxi Association, man.
Yeah, but
good morning to you guys.
We were speaking about the agriculture thing, and as I said, I had the instance myself. Individual approached me, and he wanted no less than 4 containers of cloves every month.
Wow.
We do have that in Grenada again.
No. Canada.
You ain't go get that.
After Ivan, we got killed.
Even before Ivan, he wasn't getting that. Yeah, it's difficult. You wouldn't get a 4 container full of clove leaving Grenada.
No.
Yeah, we'd have to make a special effort over a period of time to replant and take a special deep interest in minor spices to get to that point again, to be able to package. If you wanted 4 containers of nutmeg, yeah, you're getting that.
Yeah, you're getting that easy.
But still,
cocoa again. But then again,
and we still couldn't do it because it had a law in place.
The regulations and
the nutmeg regulations in place, so we still couldn't sell to him. He still had to go and buy from.
You had to go through this and
that. Nice. About time that regulation change. Yeah?
But I've been advocating for this thing. I
wonder if I'm going to put myself in hot water. Let me leave that alone.
The head off for this thing, eh?
But it's time that regulation change. That's from since 1900.
1900 when?
1900, eh?
Yeah,
it was 1900 something.
Yeah, 1900.
So I think it's time.
And I don't know. We lack that vigor and that cojones to get this thing done.
Yeah, cojones, senor.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Si, senor. You
know, too much of times one set of people making the decisions and is not in the best interest of the majority. Gotta get out of that.
Yeah.
It's too long. You know, that's
and we have to be very careful too when it comes to our nutmegs. And I'll say this, why we have to be careful when it comes to our nutmegs. Trinidad has gone into serious nutmeg production. They have cleared a few acres. Not too long after Hurricane Ivan, you don't hear much about it. But Trinidad has gone into serious nutmeg production. Jamaica has also cleared several acres, and they have gone into serious nutmeg production. And they got into it after Grenada's nutmeg production went down after Hurricane Ivan. They decided that they would get into it in a serious way as well. I believe even St. Vincent has gone into nutmeg production. That's the third country I believe I heard of that went into nutmeg production. So we have to be careful.
Very careful.
Yeah? The thing that saves us is one. Grenada's nutmeg is of a specific quality due to our volcanic soil. Trinidad can't say that.
No.
A lot of Trinidad soil is mud that come out of the Amazon and so on, and the Orinoco and flow down and build up over a period of time and thing, and mud volcano and them kind of thing, right? But a lot of our soil has to do with the volcanic nature of our island. In case many of you don't know, Mount St. Catherine is a volcano, eh? Yeah,
big one too.
Yeah, big one. They say it's extinct, but yeah, Mount St. Catherine is a volcano.
Nothing extinct for me.
In case you don't know, Granitang was one too.
Oh, is one still.
In case you don't know, Queen's Park was one too.
In case you don't know,
Tantine was one too.
Tantine was one too.
So yeah, a lot of you all just looking at don't realize that these things were actually volcanoes. Yeah, so we have a volcanic country, right? And our soil lends to a specific quality of nutmeg that you can't really find anywhere else. Even the Indonesian nutmeg doesn't have the volume of oil and mace and so on that ours have.
Yeah, we have the best.
Yeah. So that is why we continue to hold strain on the market, yeah? Nice.
Quality.
Yeah, I thought I see the phone line ringing just now. What kind of thing is that? 440-7377 and get them your receipts again.
347-329-3101.
Inland Revenue answer all your phone.
Yes,
right.
Please.
Man calling all you from quite in Hawaii. You have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Sheldon?
Yes,
Gail, baby.
I'll call you back sorry for that, sir.
Now go
I
ahead.
have some mangoes. I have mangoes, so you could just tell the people, and I know you're listening. Come down and support me. I have some mangoes. I have some breadfruit. And I dashing.
Yes,
by 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Dashing and breadfruit. All right, darling.
Okay.
Good. Wonderful.
I say.
Okay, my love.
I'm hearing you a little better now because I was getting bad connection.
Okay.
I call you and tell you about Mr. David and the man saying,
we heard you.
Clean up day.
We heard you.
Very disrespectful, Mr. Scott.
But we heard you clearly.
Very disrespectful. You know, you understand what I'm speaking about?
Yes.
He's the MP, yes? If something go wrong in the city, we go to him and we tell him about it. But you can't call in and tell him, come and clean it up when we like selling. Oh, you heard me clearly?
Yes.
But that was good.
All right.
Look in the terminal here. We have garbage bins here. And then men, they eat and they drink and they leave it right on the ground. And we have them. I want the government to pass a law. When they hold me littering, charge me a money.
But it's passed. And
I don't know why they want Mr. David. And watch. Hear me. Mr. Scott. Sorry about that to call back. But me and a lot of them go take knock for Peter.
Don't take knock. Don't take knock. Say what you have to say. Don't take knock.
I will deal with them good.
All right, my dear.
They must leave him alone. They have to clean it. And they must, and then when they sell, they must clean up the mess. You understand?
Definitely.
Then I'm going to take knock from Mr. David.
Don't take no knock, Cammy. Later. All right.
All right, Cammy. Bye-bye.
The government give
Don't take no knock. Don't take no knock.
The government give them money for the children for school and uniform. And they don't, you don't have what they don't say. You don't have what they don't say for them to say thanks.
Don't worry, the blessings are coming anyhow.
Grateful.
All right, my dear.
Say thanks to get uniform, to get books, to get money for school. Why you want to have and teach Michelle and Peter? Say thanks. Thanks is enough.
Later, Cammy.
Bye-bye, Cammy.
Don't bother with that. You do that because it's necessary. Yeah?
Short man.
Take out of that.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, boy. I ain't lying to tell you. You have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, sir. How you doing?
Hey,
Not too
fine.
bad, my friend.
Carry cool, man.
Hey, Papa.
Patrick. Yeah, well, are they listening to you, you know?
That's beautiful, man. Thanks.
Yeah, the song about them. The same song we talk about. You could touch the song, man. Don't afraid to touch it. Can they listening? You feel like a piece, man.
We go touch a little piece for you. Later.
Yeah, and Cody say to tell you hi.
All right.
All right.
All right, take care of yourself. Have a nice day now.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Got
So
this.
I was just touching on the IRD, and so the IRD they're going to be meeting with the used vehicle dealers operating in Grenada. The Inland Revenue Division of the Ministry of Finance will meet with persons involved in the trading of used vehicles. This meeting will be held Thursday, September 20th, 2018 at the Inland Revenue Division Training Room, Ministry of Finance, Finance Conference Room, starting at 10 a.m. So this Thursday, 10 a.m., Ministry of Finance Conference Room. The main aim of this meeting is to educate all used vehicle dealers of the obligations with the IRD. The IRD encourages all used vehicle dealers to attend this important meeting. Yes, so all the guys that are bringing in the, what we used to call sketel?
Sketel.
Yeah, so nobody just call it sketel again. I'm afraid to call it what we used to call it.
Sketel, man.
We used to say that's a sketel.
Yeah, that's sketel, man.
Yeah, so the sketel dealers.
Yeah.
Right? Because you know what's been happening? No, but here what's been happening? Apparently there's a certain amount that each dealer can bring in within a space of time. Some of the dealers been using other people to bring in the vehicle and trying to shortcut around, and so that is why I hear.
Yeah.
Because you know, if I didn't know who doing it and talk.
Don't pay government taxes and so.
Yeah, some of them been using, so they meet their quota of how much they can bring in, and so they pay for that, and then they bring in some under somebody else's name and they come and they sell that.
Business good, man.
Yeah. But outside of that, again, a little problem with some of the vehicles I see people bringing in. I think that we just creating more landfill with some of the vehicles that being brought in. I can understand with a vehicle in the 2000s. I can't understand nobody bringing in vehicles from the 1900s and beyond and before. I can't understand that. Vehicles later than 1999.
2001. After
we're going with that.
Yeah, we're going with that. That is
serious. You're just bringing it in here. Then you can't find replacement parts for it. You have to actually go and basically bring in a next one of the same type to get the parts to fix the one that you have here. Now, unless it's an antique vehicle, I could understand in that. If it's a Porsche and is one of the second one in the run, or if it's this type of vehicle, that type of a specialist vehicle, if it's a specialist vehicle for a specialist something, I could understand.
fine. Yeah.
If it is being used for a specific purpose and there's longevity to the vehicle, I might understand. But I can't understand people want to bring in 1995 and 1996 model. In fact,
and they mad when government charge them.
If you really check it, I kind of against those vehicles from 2004 and 2005 too, you know, because I think we way past that stage. Yes, you get them at a reasonable price, but how long does it last, and what is the damage to the environment in Grenada? Every 2 minutes they leak in oil. You have to go and buy a whole engine. You have to basically, I mean, sometimes.
And we do have a scrappy idea or a way where we just compact vehicles and ship them away and that sort of thing. We don't have that. So, I mean, there need to be some more serious control, right? As to because based on some of the statistics, Sheldon, within a space of a 5 or 10 year period, I mean, we have seen
landfill.
I mean, if the importation of vehicles in Grenada from around 18, 19,000 to about 30 something thousand now. I mean, when you look at the vehicles on the road,
and you see, people wanted to be upset, and I remember certain people trying to twist the story when government said they are not going to give concessions to farmers for vehicles under over 5 years of age. But I agree.
Course.
Because some people want to bring in a van, then by the time they bring in the van and they drive it once, twice, 3 times, they have to park it up. You can't get parts, gasket gone, this gone, that gone, all kind of thing. You have to change carburetor, all kind of problem. And then the old carburetor doesn't go back to the country the car come out from, and it end up in the landfill here.
You know, I see some farmers.
Not everybody could afford the brand new ones, but we understand.
But it's a sacrifice, especially some of the farmers who have been in farming for 15, 20 years now. Right, and so under good management, and you have a lot of them, you've seen them with new vehicles, and so right, and they're doing fine because they were able to manage their business properly. Because it's a business, right, and so and they were able to get the concessions from government. When they do that, they have vehicle that would last them for years, or even after 5 years, the resale value of the vehicle is even good. I mean, real good, so they could. And then go back again.
A question I want to ask you, Devon, because I know you was around in them time day. What happened to all them vehicles from the 1980s? With them?
Well, it depends. Wow. But that's a good question. A lot of them.
Okay. Where is Prime Minister Maurice Bishop's car?
Okay.
That car should have been preserved and should be in a museum.
Yeah.
Where's the Eric Matthew Gary car?
Wrong one. 58, 50, 59, 50.
Where the Jaguar that Sir Paul Schoon used to move in as the Governor General? Where's that Jaguar? Huh?
Yeah. I think some of the vehicles, we lost a lot of vehicles in the 80s. The US went with a lot of them in the military.
They went with a lot of those cars?
A lot of military vehicles, and so they went
I ain't even focusing on the military vehicles. But
some of the official,
the other vehicles, like, okay, the car that had belonged to Maurice Bishop, that was the Prime Minister's car. Or them ladder and them that it used to have that, different ministers used to move in. Where them things disappear too?
Some of them, I don't know, man. You end up in some backyard, and not scrapyard because you don't have that here. I mean, they've been scrapped.
Some of the cars that were probably here in the 70s, the one or two that we had in the 70s, and so
end up
them old Ford and them kind of thing, they
disintegrating and all sort of things.
What them thing?
I don't know, man.
I mean, if you're going Cuba, I mean, I've been to Cuba, and you know the kind of vehicles you see in Cuba. Cuba has billions of dollars worth of vintage vehicles. Billion, no if what about it. Billions of dollars worth of vintage vehicles in Cuba right now.
You know what happened?
Not the same engine and thing in it, because they kind of build them thing over.
You know what happened too? After Ivan Sheldon, there was a move to get rid of a lot of old scrap from Grenada, right? A lot of those old vehicles from before Ivan, years before Ivan, that was on the side of the street and so got sold away. It's like the chassis and so compact and shipped away to Trinidad, and so a lot of them. So the scrap metal business.
So it's Sir Paul Schoon's Jag. That's
you
probably
never
been
know.
scrapped?
You never know. It's possible, right? Because from 2004, right after Ivan, up until perhaps another 5 years, Grenada was emptied out of a lot of old scrap metals, and so, right? Persons were even, vandalizing old thing, that boilers and so that persons had for sugar cane with old copper and everything like that. Yeah, so around that time there was a exodus, I should say, of a lot of Grenada's old scrap metal out of, which was good for us.
No, we didn't mind because we had galvanized and things.
Old galvanized and thing. Yeah, people made money from it and everything like that. A lot of people made jail too.
GB and all go back to work yet?
For stealing other people's property and sell it. Be honest.
GBN, I'll go back to work yet?
We're supposed to be having a segment of GBN news sometime around 12. So I wonder if that's going on. Lord.
Okay. Anyhow, right. Yes. So
Godfrey, you didn't want it.
In taking part now. I do a look. Hey, Aruna, morning there. So one of the strangest things, we do a program at the same time as Aruna Neptune. In fact, from the same time we started this program, so always at the same time as Aruna Neptune.
Yeah.
And there has never been a conflict. There's never been an issue that this one, everybody had the listeners.
Everybody have their
You know,
quota.
everybody had the listeners, and sometimes you want to get somebody for the program and she might contact and thing, and you say, okay, or she might hear something and she might ask for some information, and same thing, I might hear something by her and ask, and that kind of thing.
Yep.
You don't understand. This is not a quarrel thing, you know. This
No,
thing is
man, this is
everybody-
a harmonized thing. Good morning, BBB. That's what you say? Beautiful Brenda Batiste.
Yeah, the beautiful Brenda Batiste. I think she's
Good
probably
morning.
on right now because she's probably the only staff member.
Yeah, or she taking photos.
Yeah, but again, Devon, it comes back to that. And you know something? Sometime this week, because I have some video. I think we're gonna show some video on the live of some of the vehicles, and some of the. I'm gonna take people on a drive from Granans, come up to town in 1984.
Wow.
I'm gonna give them a drive.
That's a,
From town, you're going to see how different the place they look.
uh,
Lexus Inn wasn't there.
no.
It would not have been
No,
there.
it would not have been
No,
there.
you don't see the bush that was there.
Yeah.
Well, not bush, I was getting a clear view.
Yeah, clear straight across.
Yeah. I'll pull up the video.
Even,
I had a video.
even how they call him wasn't there too. Lower down from Lexus, Captain Harris.
No, I just come to
Yeah,
it.
them not there.
Yeah, but I think it's important for us to remember. And then we've been speaking about the St. George market, and some people are saying go up double and so on. We do have some photos and some video of St. George market as it was over the years, as far back as probably even have drawings of it from the 1800s. So it's possible that we could show you some of that as well. I would have liked to get the Grenada story on, if you can get him, for when we're doing that.
Yeah.
The CCJ folks will be in, I believe, on Thursday, but if we could get somebody to come speak on that issue, the Grenada. I haven't heard from him or seen him for a very long time.
Very long time.
Which means he may be doing research.
Well, yeah, either research or he's busy doing his joiner work and everything like that.
Yeah. And I think it's important for you folks, those of you that have still photographs of Grenada in years gone by, digitize them.
Yes.
Get them scanned. Yeah, get them scanned. You could check Modern Photo, whoever, get them digitized. Yeah? Especially old photos of what St. George looked like and all those kind of things.
You know,
get them digital, because you're going to lose it over a period of time.
I had some photos of one of the first, one of the biggest strikes he had in Grenada in 1973.
Must be Devon or something like
you know, when the demonstration was coming down Lucas Street from up Government House, and then they demonstrated up to Prime Minister Gary House, Premier Gary at that time, and so down Lucas Street. Well, my mother was there too, so they had photos of that. I mean, thousands of people, all right, and that remind me, and if you look at around the time, that reminds us also of the whole 1983 scenario, right? From 73 to 83, 10 years. Now, a lot of people didn't pay attention to that. Between 10 years, there were two major demonstrations, right, in St. George's that claimed the lives of some of our leaders.
Yeah, well, we gotta think. But we have a program coming up in October. We have two programs coming up in October.
Definitely.
We have one on October 19th. October 19th is a what day this year, boy?
A Friday.
Is that Friday?
Yeah.
So we have program.
We have a build up to that coming up.
So that whole week we're going to drop different video and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because
and then the following week we're working on the 25th.
the 25th.
The 25th of October we shall be doing a program, God's willing. We shall be doing a program as well on the 25th on the invasion itself. I have some new footage I didn't have before.
I have some footage. Wow. You know, I don't want to put out too much of military. Too much of guns to show.
There's nothing to show it. That's what I was here.
Wow, I mean,
I think a lot of our youth still are not aware of what took place in Grenada. And when you're saying youth, there are people who are in their 20s and 30s who will still tell you they know anything about it.
They have no idea.
They know anything about that. They hear it had a revolution and they hear that it had an invasion or so, but they don't even know the severity of the events that happened in Grenada. So when they see somebody like Devon speaking and the tears come to the eye, they wonder, well, what going on? Why this man? Because they don't understand the entire thing. What took place there? What really happened? How it tore some people's lives apart. Yeah?
It definitely it ripped this country apart.
Mm-hmm.
Up to this day, I mean, there are wounds that have not yet been healed. You know, and it's Hannah, yeah, but
I think we lose. Go ahead.
No, I was just telling Hannah saying that KB should be on those. Around 83, and so KB may not have first hand.
Yeah, KB could tell you up to 79.
Well, no, not 79, up to 1980 before he was arrested. And spend the rest of the revolution.
You want us to get KB on the program?
Oh yeah, we definitely.
KB could come and talk about when them police bring him up in Grenville and they beat him under his foot. I said KB.
Or when the soldiers had him in the airport.
I said KB.
KB.
Come and beat me.
KB,
I'm joking him from now.
That is the invitation. That's your invitation to come on.
He said them police and them beat him under his foot.
Yeah.
He said they take him and they take the rapper towel and beat under his foot with that thing.
They beat him. Yeah, that's one of the most brutal torture you could find, you know.
Yeah.
Put your lie down.
Say when you get chick V, the pain come back, you know. In the same spot.
You remember that pain? That was
because chick V was that thing like it used to wake up anything that damage on you. It used to make you get pain.
Yeah, he invoked
and get it right back
man.
there.
I tell you, KB's experience. I mean, and KB has a wealth of experience way before the revolution, right before the killing of Innocent Belma and so I mean he's an activist.
Yeah, folks, taxes due. Since we talk about inland revenue, are joking them piece by piece.
Tax.
Yeah, so you're late if you didn't pay your property tax yet. So right now you have to start paying your 1.5% interest.
Penalty.
You pay as you earn, and withholding tax due and payable since the 7th, so you're late with that too. Your gaming tax was due and payable since the 10th of September, so if you didn't pay that, you're late too.
You're late
all right, but you have a couple days to pay your VAT and excise tax return due and payable.
You still have a few days to pay.
Income tax returns due for businesses with the fiscal year ending the 30th of June. That's due by the 28th. And the 1st of October, income tax and annual stamp tax installments become due and payable. All right. So, folks, just remember when the due date falls on Saturday, Sunday, or public holidays, the next working day will be the due date for payment. Persons are encouraged to file and pay all taxes on time to avoid penalties and interest. You pay your tax, boss? I pay my tax. One thing every month, I pay my tax, pay my income tax and thing. Yeah, for further information, please call Karine Moraine. That is over there. Yeah, we partner if you ain't getting through. Try 435-6945. 435-6945. See if you get through that one. Eh, Papa? All right, yeah. So she might be able to help you out.
Bonstance, leave the man alone, Okay.
No. Who interfere with who they?
Bonstance interfering with partner.
Who, Jerry? Which one of the Jerry interfering with they?
No, Bonstance.
No, not just she interfering with Jerry. He interfering. Okay. Yeah, no, the CCJ is a good thing. I realize we ain't talking much about the CCJ today because we're going to go heavy on the CCJ this week.
And not only that, as we on the CCJ, just a reminder for residents in St. Anne, in Grenville in particular, and the surrounding areas, right? Remember tomorrow evening at 6 p.m., Deluxe Cinema, right? Justice Byron will be there, right, to discuss all about the CCJ. Come out and ask questions. He, together with members of the CCJ Advisory Committee, will be at the Deluxe Cinema tomorrow evening. That's Tuesday at 6 p.m. Come out and be informed. Okay?
And you forget to tell the people about the meetings for this week with the constituency meetings. So Thursday, St. Patrick East, the Honorable Pamela Moses, she'll be at the Rose Hill Community Center. Rose Hill, good morning.
Long time I go to Rose Hill.
Boy, I love Rose Hill. Town of St. George, they're going to be at the Grenada National Stadium, the Players' Room. That's the Honorable Peter David. St. Andrew Southeast, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, she'll be at the Subi's office. And St. George Northwest, they'll be at the Bujaju Community Center. That's the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell. This Saturday, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Good morning, Carriacou. Yeah, hey, Lisa Marie, good morning, sweetheart. Hope you had a wonderful weekend this weekend.
Hi, Lisa.
Yep. Mr. Fraser. Hey, hello. Yeah, so Carriacou, they're heading to Top Hill and Mount Royal, the Big Road Junction. That's this Saturday. St. Andrew Northeast, Bel Air Government School, St. Mark, St. Mark Secondary School, and St. Patrick West, the Chantemel Government School. All right, so those are the meetings for this week. I didn't see any for Tuesday. I only saw for Thursday and Saturday. You all said anything for Tuesday?
No.
Yeah, just Thursday and Saturday this week.
Yeah.
All right, so those meetings will be taking place. You all go on out and see what go on.
That's the time, Sheldon?
Well, what's the time now?
Ooh, my God.
Oh boy, National Report next. Yeah. National Report going to talk about GBN?
Could we have a 12 o'clock bulletin talking about GBN?
I wonder if GBN News go say that GBN workers striking.
Yeah, I wonder.
Only I'm going to listen to GBN News later.
Bye.
Folks, that's all. Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. And indeed, in everything you say and do it, yeah, with all your good intention. Because we want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
Love each and every one of
Peace
you
out.
unconditionally.
One love.
Simple majority vote in Senate in favor of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Friday, September 14th, I'm Leslie Ann Johnson. There was a simple majority of 8 votes in the Senate on Friday in favor of the Caribbean Court of Justice as Grenada's final court of appeal. The first reading of the CCJ bill was done more than 90 days ago in accordance with the Constitution that at least 90 days must elapse between the first reading of the bill and its second reading. The London-based Privy Council is currently used as the final court of appeal, and a referendum on November 6th will determine whether Grenada will use the CCJ as its final appellate court. It was brought before the House on Friday by Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Simon Steele, who said the CCJ is the way to go for the ordinary man in the region to receive justice at an affordable cost. He says the minimum average cost of taking a case to the Privy Council is $175,000 EC dollars.
By contrast, the overall costs of appeal to the CCJ are considerably cheaper, an average 1/5 cheaper the cost of filing at the Privy Council. There is no need for a separate legal team. A local law firm can represent you at the CCJ. Costs of travel to Trinidad, if you go to the seat of the court, again, significantly cheaper than airfares, accommodation, etc., in the heart of London.
Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honourable Keith Mitchell will assume presidency of the 4th Assembly of SIDSDOC this month in what is regarded as the clear evidence of Grenada's leadership in matters of international importance. SIDSDOC, according to its website, is an initiative among member states of the Alliance of Small States to provide small island developing states with a collective institutional mechanism to assist them to transform their national energy sectors into a catalyst for sustainable economic development. Welcoming Grenada's presidency of this international grouping, Dr. Mitchell said, and I quote, "Grenada is highly regarded regionally and internationally for the initiative we have taken relative to climate change, adaptation and building resilience. Grenada's presidency of SIDSDOC provides us with an opportunity to further demonstrate our leadership on climate change issues. We can use the opportunity to leverage additional climate financing to improve resilience not just in Grenada, but across all SIDS regionally and internationally," unquote. Meanwhile, Grenada has been invited to co-convene the soon-to-be-launched Global Commission on Adaptation, and Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honourable Keith Mitchell has readily accepted. According to the invitation letter addressed to the Prime Minister, the purpose of this new commission is to forge a bold strategic vision for adaptation. The letter further states that the commission is meant to be a catalyst for large-scale transformative action and partnerships to help vulnerable countries and communities become more resilient, tackle extreme poverty, and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. The letter to Dr. Mitchell speaks in glowing praise of Grenada's leadership in the area of climate change adaptation. It states that Grenada has played and continues to play a pivotal role in the fight against climate change. Your leadership is crucial in ensuring the implementation of the Paris Agreement, and we are grateful for your continued support and increasing engagement. Dr. Mitchell said the invitation is significant and represents an endorsement of Grenada as a strategic partner in addressing climate change. The Global Commission on Adaptation will be launched in The Hague on October 16th. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Data reveals that rats and other rodents are responsible for the transmission of many diseases. In Grenada, the most common is leptospirosis, and it can cause your death. This disease is directly related to rats and mice infestation. Signs and symptoms of lepto, as it is commonly referred to, are high fever, headache, chills, muscle aches, vomiting, jaundice, and abdominal pain. If your home had or is infected with rats and you have any of these symptoms, please check with your doctor immediately. Declare war on rats. Starve them. Kill them. Rats are the most unwelcome guests. Reduce, control, eliminate them. This is a message from the Ridge to Reef Project, protecting biodiversity and ecosystem functions.
Continuing the news, Grenada's Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. Keith Mitchell, has reiterated his government's commitment to creating an enabling environment for young people to create their own future. He was speaking during the Budget 2019 Youth Consultation at the National Stadium on Thursday. This is the second year the youth of the nation has been involved and engaged in the process to give their views on what they would want to see reflected in the budget. Resource persons were drawn from different sectors to give guidance to focus group discussions on youth in agriculture, training opportunities, youth and small business development, and youth in cooperatives. Dr. Mitchell said the consultation is not a talk shop, but about things that will be done and resources and opportunities that will be made available.
We fundamentally believe as a government our responsibility is to create the opportunities. Our responsibility is to ensure there are avenues that individual persons can in fact look at the different areas that are available and take their choices. You will not always get the choice that you want, that you think is the ideal initially, but you have an opportunity to decide.
Last year, issues like drugs and alcohol abuse, the Imani program, education, sexual abuse, and unemployment were brought to the fore. Let's hear what the young participants had to say during Thursday's consultation.
Gave scholarships based on the goals of the country. Of course, that will involve a little bit more collaboration from not just the youths and the institutions, but also the government. So we know, okay, well, what they would like providing for us, but also what we are interested in. And that will help a lot with promoting that development.
In regards to our suggestions, first is to lower the criteria for obtaining funds. Young people, we don't have land and utilities and other assets. So we would like it if, you know, our whatever technical abilities that we have innately, or brain capacity, we graduate with whatever certificates, whatever qualifications, those could be used as our assets as opposed to not having the physical securities.
The emphasis in agriculture needs to start from an early age, from primary level. The CBQs should also focus on practical activities like planting crops, rearing animals.
And we will like to have business partners doing business in fishing and transportation services. We have landscaping, also laundry services, janitorial services, construction, cooperative.
Representatives from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center and the Caribbean Tsunami Information Center will be in Grenada next week as part of a certification program ahead of a recognition ceremony for the Tsunami Ready pilot project on Thursday, September 20th. Tsunami Ready is a voluntary community recognition program that promotes tsunami hazard preparedness. The aim of the program is to improve public safety before, during, and after tsunami emergencies. The project included the erection of billboards, posting of evacuation routes, door-to-door sensitization, and the development and sharing of tsunami evacuation maps. Community Program Officer at NADMA, Simeon Granger, says the visit comes 1 year after a pilot project was introduced in St. Patrick to make it the first tsunami-ready community. Okay.
On the 19th of this month, we would have the certification process. What that would entail is that persons from UNESCO, from the Tsunami Warning Center and other institutions would come in, and they would go through a series of activities that we had supposed to do prior to them coming in. So it's like it's like a check and balance now, and they would come in, ask questions, check to see if we have signs up, check to see if we did public awareness, check to see if we have plans, meaning operational plan, and check to see if the community knows about the project and understand what they should and shouldn't do and when to do what and how to do what.
The recognition ceremony for the Tsunami Ready pilot project will be held at the St. Patrick's Anglican School courtyard at 2:30 p.m. Granger says St. Patrick was chosen for the pilot project based on its proximity to the underwater volcano Kikamjini.
Besides the exercise I was taking that happened before, we have to take into consideration the proximity of St. Patrick and the volcano, which is Kikamjini.
Okay.
And we know that Kikamjini is not Kikamjini, but underwater volcanoes are one of the hazards that can create a tsunami. Okay. So taking that into consideration as it relates to vulnerability from Kikamjini.
54321, and that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.